Welcome back to Jason Unleashed. How's it going, you guys? Happy Thursday. Jason Carter here. Good to see you guys. Thank you so much for watching. And today's show is hitting you with a little flashback Thursday. My guest is multi-platinum recording artist Sammie. He is in the house fresh off a new album, Such Is Life, that just came out June 5th. He is on the show today. Remember Sammie? Come on, y'all. I Like It. Crazy Things I Do for Love in the early 2000s. The first superstar of that musical era in R&B to arrive, a #1 hit on Billboard, top 10 hits on Billboard, and he's going to be here today. We're talking his new album, what he's been doing in quarantine, the state of blackness in America, and how that's been influencing his music and how that's been influencing him creatively, because creatives are always working and, things happen that kind of throw a wrench in the creative process. So he's going to be chatting in just a few. You guys have any questions, hit me below. I'll try to get to them as soon as I can. You guys know the drill. And again, thank you so much for watching. And I'm back in my studio, if you will. We're doing some work in the house, so I came through. But look, let's bring Sammie in. Boom, boom. Sammie. It's the connection dance. Come on, you guys, though. Sammie. Boom, 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 boom. Sammie!
My brother, how you doing?
I'm doing good, man. How you doing?
Man, I'm awesome.
Good to see you. What's going on? How have things been?
I'm blessed, man. I'm blessed. The world, of course, is going through a pandemic and then a race war, but I'm as positive as I can be. Been very, very busy, very, very creative in this sensitive time, and I can't say I feel a lot lighter, right now. I'm one day at a time, though.
Absolutely, man. Well, congratulations on the new album. You mentioned creatively. I have little audio issues. Let me take these out real quick. Hold on 1 second, okay?
Yep.
Cool. That's better. Yes, staying busy in quarantine. As you mentioned, there's been a pandemic. We're now in the middle of something that's unprecedented for people of color here in America and across the world. How have you been maintaining?
Man, I just released my 5th studio album, right? And I was a little torn because I didn't want to seem insensitive to such a time that we live in, right? And I'm a black guy. I'm a black man. Black men like ourselves are getting hunted daily by police officers, not just police officers, but particularly racist police officers. But I woke up to it debuting #1 on iTunes, and that let me know I did the right thing. Music is designed to heal. It's designed to make you feel something. It's designed to be an escape, and we all speak that language, which is the language of love. And I'm so happy that I'm able to at least be a beacon of light, from my standpoint, to those who are suffering as a nation with all that's going on. So I'm excited that they're supporting it, and I feel super humble and refreshed that God has chosen me to be a vessel to do His work.
I love that. People in the comments below, Sammie, are celebrating you as well, saying the album's fire. Thank you for releasing it. They're loving the new body of work. How has all of this, though, affected you creatively? Because as a creative, you're constantly writing, constantly in the lab, making new hits, new projects. How has it impacted you creatively?
Yeah, it's actually given me time. We've been, stuck in the house for like 3 months, and I have nothing to do but create. I haven't written poetry in quite some time, but being stuck in the house, I've shared 3 of the poems that I've written on IG. My fans seem to be receptive to that side of me. Although I've been promoting Such Is Life for the last 3 months and it's finally out, I started working on my 6th studio album, which will be out in December. Completing my book, Good to Know, out in the fall. Expanding my candle line. You can go to Pop and Pearl Candle and get a Pure Love or Pure Honey scent. So it's just amazing that in this season of stillness, I've been very, 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 very busy, Yeah.
They're saying that there's a little bit of audio feedback on your end. They're saying try AirPods or something like that if you can.
All right, give me 1 second.
Boom. Guys, if you have any questions, go ahead and hit me in the question box below and I'll get to them for sure, okay? Boom. He's working out the audio.
Yeah, I'm gonna get my AirPods. Give me 1 second.
Hey, it happens to me daily, man. I feel you. Also, to get the candles, you can go to popandpearlcandle.com, yes? I think we're a little frozen.
Is this better?
Yeah, it's better. Are we good?
Yeah, I can hear you. Am I
Okay,
still
cool.
feedbacking?
Yeah, give me 1 second. Let me make sure everything's turned off and we'll continue. All right, awesome. Sammie, this new album, Such Is Life, it's your fifth
Yes.
studio album. You said you're working on your sixth studio, but let's talk about the genesis of this album because we had Everlasting in 2019.
Yeah.
This album is a vibe. This album's a vibe.
Thank you.
Favorite
Thank
tracks
you.
on the album Closure. You have Picky with Rotimi,
Yes.
Friend Zone. Creating this new album, the
Yeah.
inspiration, where are you pulling from?
Um, coming out of a breakup, you know, but it wasn't for some reason I wasn't heartbroken in this time. Everlasting, I was like torn. You know what I'm saying? There was a lot of pain in that album. I'm at peace. I'm at complete wholeness. I'm aligned. I can see clearly. I feel great. I'm healthy. So I wanted to bring a project that gave you those sentiments of healing and some solace. So closure, that's why I started off with closure. Before you can like open yourself up to new blessings, to more love, to more wealth, to more business opportunities, you have to actually be at peace with the things in your past. You don't want to be a prisoner of your past. So I wanted this album to be a getaway and therapeutic for people, and that's why I fell in love with the guitar and the sonically. My voice meshed with the acoustic quite well, so it's just a solace, peaceful, getaway, therapeutic, honest, vulnerable, transparent album, and I'm glad that they love it.
You said that it was not rooted in being heartbroken, and it's about finding peace and arriving there. What in your life got you to that point? Because we're hearing that a lot. A lot of people are talking about just letting go, surrender, manifestation, and really
Yeah,
just being. And you mentioned earlier alignment and being
yeah.
centered. What has transpired in your life that led you to that stage in your life and the impact it
Um,
had on you?
Life itself, you get tired of trying to control things that you can't control, right?
Yeah.
And so you learn to just let go and let God. Your grandma been telling you that all your life, but you finally get to a point where you just get tired of again trying to control every corner of your life. It doesn't work that way. That's where the mantra "such as life" comes from. Good things are going to happen to you. Bad things are going to happen to you, and it's not about what happens. It's about how you react to those things, right? So, such as life is just another way of saying roll with the punches. The hard times, the happy times, the sad times. I've fallen so much in love with the process and not so more so focused on the results anymore. Of there are no results. As long as I'm living, there's more to do. There's more to give. There's more to love, right? So you just enjoy the ride, enjoy the journey. You enjoy the process. And I found,
The album is for sure a journey. And
yes,
listening to it from start to finish, you get a little bit of everything. It's such a cohesive body of work. What are some of your favorite standout tracks from the new album?
yeah, closure is my favorite, of course. Then I would say peace, because peace. I think everyone, when you decide to be in union with someone, you want that person to be your escape and your peace. And then I actually talked about, it was so funny. I wrote this song many months ago, but I talked about being black. In America, driving while black. I guess I'm guilty. My queen at home, don't
Hmm.
kill me. Like I have somebody to go home to, sir. And that's something we face every day. So
Hmm.
I think it's just profound how the timing of that record coming out and it's resonating because of what's going on in the world. And then I would say my third would probably be I love Crash. Crash is like a song where I have to remind myself to not get lost in liquor or the party life or the women because you can speed too much and you can end up crashing and self-destructing. And you see a lot of artists and celebrities and actors and entertainers crash and go through
Yeah.
those things because they get so submerged into the lifestyle.
Have people reached out to you in the last, I would say, 2 weeks in regards to what's happening here in America with black men? What are the conversations that you're having with your fans? Because, we're all sitting at home watching
Yeah.
the news, getting inundated with update after update, the visuals, the images of just violence and protesting. It's a lot. And I'm sure your fans look to you as you said, as a beacon, a place of
Yeah.
solace. What are the conversations that you've had with some of your fans about what's happening?
At first I didn't want to speak about it, right? And I don't know if it was a fan or a troll, but someone felt like, I was entitled to have to speak on such a manner. And the reason why I didn't want to speak, typically I always have something positive or good to say, but I had nothing positive or good to say about the situation at hand. And I shared my story though. I've actually been racially profiled twice, where
Yeah.
one time a gun was to my head and my little
Wow.
brother was in the car and two of my friends, we had just left NBA City in Orlando, Florida. And it's a constant reminder when you see a George Floyd situation, or a Trayvon Martin, or a Mike Brown, or a Sandra Bland. Like, it's so many names that we've seen, racist cops kill us off. I'm still traumatized by it. When cops get behind me, I still shake a little bit, even though my license and registration checks out and I have done nothing incorrect. It's a
Yep.
fear that they've instilled in us. So I'm glad as a nation we're fighting back. I'm an advocate for that. I'm an advocate for equality and love and real unification. So I found that sharing my experiences with my fans, letting them know that even with celebrity, even with being number one in the country, I'm still deemed as, I'm a living George Floyd.
Yeah.
I'm just blessed to tell my story. You know what I'm saying? So talking about it too, it also allows me to not, I guess, fall into that sunken place of mental health issues that we kind of do when we don't want to talk about our problems or express our hurt or cry.
Right.
I've been letting it out, however I feel, I'm letting it out. I'm letting it fly. And I think that's why I feel so good, just because I'm not suppressing it. I'm not holding it in.
That's
I
a
think we
great
all
point.
need to cry out loud together. We all need to hug one another. We all need to fight together. And that's what we're seeing.
That's exactly what we're seeing. And I'm glad you brought up trauma, because I had this conversation with someone about the word trauma. People think that it's dramatic, that it's like this heightened sense of drama, right? And
Yeah.
trauma is many things. And a lot of people are very traumatized by what is happening. So I'm glad you can make the correlation. Again, congratulations on debuting #1 on iTunes.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Thank you. Thank you.
Incredible. Getting back to music, what do you think about the state of R&B? Because you were one of the first, or if not the first, of your generation R&B superstar.
Yeah. Yep. It was.
Multi-platinum,
Yeah.
top 10
Yeah.
hits, #1 hits. And that was a time when R&B was, to me, at its height, right? You still had R&B bands, you still had R&B girl
Yeah.
groups, you had a huge presence of R&B in radio and on MTV and outlets. That seems to have shifted in the last 14 years. What do you think about the state of R&B now in 2020?
So I can honestly say that R&B is in a great place. It's just not mainstream as it used to be, as you just was expressing. Hip hop is the most dominant genre of music there is. And I don't see that changing anytime soon, because it's so much with hip hop. It's fashion, it's
Right.
the liquors, it's the lifestyle, it's the cars, it's the women, But I will say that there's a lot of great R&B albums dropping. Janae Aiko, Kehlani, JoJo is back. Brandy is coming back.
Mm-hmm.
Tank just dropped. I just dropped. You got, there's a lot of R&B out there. It's just not mainstream anymore for whatever reason. And I think that life is full circle, though, and what goes around comes around. I think it's almost coming back to that point where they want genuine honesty, transparent vulnerability. They want R&B again. They're over the cool. They're over the swag.
Right.
And what's cool when you're going through a pandemic? You know what I'm saying? What's swag when you're going through a race war? They want music that feeds their soul. You know what I mean? And that's what I wanted to create with Such Is Life too. So, and again, that's really what pushed me to put it out and not push it back, quote unquote, to the perfect time, because I wanted to give them something for their spirits and their souls. So I think it's in a great place. It's just going to take a while for it to pierce through and be mainstream again.
People in the comments below, real quick, are shouting you out. They're saying, Grammy for Sammie. This album's fire. We need soul music. Sammie's a real one.
Yeah,
Classic.
man. I pray that whoever, over at the Grammy Academy takes an honest listen to it. I pray that no politics is taken into play. Just listen to it from an honest ear. And that's really my only musical accolade I've never achieved yet. I've gone platinum. I've been on Billboard #1s, and I've been quite frequent on the R&B charts these last 4 years of my career. I just want a Grammy, you know what I'm saying? And Grammy Sammie sounds like something. So
it sounds like it can absolutely happen. Collapse.
Yeah, we'll manifest that. We'll manifest that.
Right here on Jason Unleashed, we are manifesting the Grammy for Sammie. You heard it here first. You mentioned a lot of awesome female vocalists, from JoJo to Kehlani. Who would you want to collab with, do a duet with? Who's been a dream for you that you want to get in the studio with and chop it up?
Easily Brandy. She's the vocal Bible, and I just know that she would challenge me deeply to execute and to keep up with her, you know what I'm saying, on the record. And then I think from a male standpoint, Usher, that's one of my biggest musical influences. I watched him. I just think it's amazing how he's evolved from a child star into being, a living icon in my eyes. You know what I'm saying? He's my Michael Jackson. So those would be my top two collabs. If I could do, I think getting Usher's stamp of approval on a record, um, it's close to how I just got Tank. I grew up on Tank, and now I have Tank on the album. So it's funny how I'm earning my stripes, project after project, song to song. I'm starting to get recognized by people that I idolize musically.
Shout out to Big Flo. He said Sammie is a vocal musical Bible.
Thank you, thank you.
You have had five. This is your fifth studio album. You said you're working on your sixth, and your sound on each project, including the mixtapes, has definitely changed and evolved. On this new project, and I also want to get into the Millennium Tour. We're going to talk about that in just a few. But on this new project, though, because you're in the lab creating the sounds, inspiration, like where are you pulling from for that? Because I think that's one of the things we can say is that you've never sounded the same on any project. It's always been a new introduction of Sammie, of who Sammie is at that point in his life. Who is Sammie now?
Yeah, as far as the album I'm working on, or such as life, the album I'm working on, I'm very, 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 very in tune with just again the worldly things that's going on. I'm always emotional in my music, but I think I'm 10 times more emotional now. You know what I mean? And I don't shy away from being a transparent, expressive man. That's kind of deemed as weak if we feel or we cry, right? I don't feel that way. I feel like it's okay to cry. It's okay to not be okay. It's okay to admit it. And because I live in that truth, in that space, in that dimension, my music that I've been creating during this quarantine, I think is going to top such as life, you know. And I don't compare my projects. Each phase, I'm a different person. I'm in a different headspace. I'm in a different creative realm. But I think Sunsets is going to do awesomely too, because I've created this album with my fans. I've allowed them to watch me write the songs live, and then I go to the studio and I play it for them 3 or 4 times. You know what I mean? I've never done that. I don't think artists do that. We always try to keep our music a little mysterious until it's time to release it. This one, you know, we're stuck in a house together. Why not create an album together? You know, it's an emotional attachment that I think my fans are going to have with the Sunsets album that they never had with the other 5, because they actually watched me create the process.
So the 6th album's called Sunsets, yeah? It's going to be called Sunsets? That's awesome.
Sunsets, cool. Yeah. It's my favorite time of the day, right? Sunset, I like when the sun is coming down. It's the time to reflect. It's the time where I give thanks. It's the time where I think about my life. And although it's the ending of a day, you know, then the moon comes out and then the sun rises again. It's also a symbolism of something new to come. So that's where Sunsets came from. And that's my perspective on a daily. Like, I sit on my porch, I sip a brew, and I live like in the suburbs of Atlanta. So I have these beautiful views of the sky, and I watch birds be birds and trees sway, and it brings me some peace. So that's why I called it Sunsets.
Sammie Lee's so introspective, man. So introspective. When I talked to you last year at ET, we talked about the Millennium Tour and how one in 2019 was the biggest tour. And, you know, you had a moment in Atlanta, 22,000 people celebrated you. You were going to go back on the road. You got back on the road for the Millennium Tour 2020. Of course, COVID threw a wrench in that.
Yep.
Hopes to go on the road after we emerge from our homes with COVID with such as life?
Oh yeah, for sure. Because the initial plan was to, and first of all, I want to say thank you, because that's so profound that I was on ET, right? And we was talking about how I was left off the first one, and then I earned my stripes, and God gave me the platform to be on 2020. And even though we only got 6 shows in, it was the time of my life to be back into the arenas and to reunite with my Sammie lovers from day one. They made it happen. They made up an uproar when I wasn't on the first one. So I'm just grateful for the opportunity. So I was going to do the Millennium Tour, and then I was going on my solo tour, Such as Life, in the fall of this year. But now everything has gotten pushed back to 2021. So by the time it's time to go back outside, I'll have 2 more albums out, you know, with Such as Life and Sunsets. I have a lot of new material to take on the road in 2021. I can't wait. I'm excited. That's what I miss most. Like, I just miss my fans and interacting with them and singing and performing in front of thousands of people.
Well, they miss you. The people are saying they're definitely going to be there. They're first in line to get the tickets when you come back out.
Yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait.
The music, Sammie, has been a silver lining of everything that's gone on, you know, from COVID to what's happening with race relations here in the country. What are some other silver linings that you discovered during this time? Because a lot of people have been, as yourself, very introspective. They've gone inward, and they've done a lot of soul searching and figured out things that they might have not have been able to do because we live in such a go, hustle, society. What are some
That's
things that you
that's
discovered?
that's that's the beauty. Like no one, I hope they're using this time wisely. You just said it. We're always on the go. We're always chasing the next check or the next dollar and making sure our bills is paid. This is the first time where the world has been on pause in my existence in 33 years for 3 months. So we have time to do everything that you quote unquote didn't have time to do. So that business plan or that book you've been procrastinating on writing or reading, you have time to do it. And I think that's beautiful because I don't care how much money you make, no one controls time. Father time is inevitable. So for God to put us in this season of stillness, this is the time to reflect. It's the time to unwind, but it's also the time to execute your other things that you didn't have time to complete. And
Great.
I think that's beautiful. You know, in a season of pause, I'm so productive. I haven't been this busy and productive in my life. You know what I
Same.
mean?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
feel
I've been
that.
like super busy. Yeah, super busy and super flourishing. You know, like everything I'm doing is like, and I guess it's when it's your time, it's your time. It's gold though. The album's doing well. The candle line is doing well. The book is almost complete. Sunsets is sounding amazing. And I have so much more to give. I'm in this great place, and I think that is a silver lining is that I have time to really execute my plans thoroughly without distractions, because we have nothing but time on our hands.
We have nothing but time. And this time, candles. Who would have thought that Sammie would be
Right.
into candles?
Yeah, I'm in the candle business. I'm in the candle business now. Man, I've always been a candle lover coming up. My mom would light candles all around the house just to set the vibe and to, make the house smell good. And a business partner of mine, Troy Gunn, he brought an opportunity to me. Really, he wanted me to just host this launch of a candle shop out in Conyers, Georgia. And I was like, well, I don't want to charge you for that. We're business partners, but can I make my own candle? I would just love to make my own candle. I love candles. I'll learn about the wicks and the wax and the paraffin and all these things. I'll put my all into it like I do my music, and I want to sell it to my fans. And it's working.
I love
It's
it. And you
awesome.
can go to
It's awesome.
popandpearl.com to pick up. You have two scents, right? A honey scent
Yeah,
and then a fresher scent.
you can go to Pure Love scent or the Pure Honey scent at popandpearlcandle.com. We also did something special for a bundle package. I created a scent called Peace and All Night. And for those who have pre-ordered the album, it sold out in 2 days, by the way, but they get that. That's the only way you can get Peace and All Night if you was a part of that bundle. So it's awesome, man, to be able to diversify my portfolio too. I never wanted to just be a singer, songwriter, performer. There's time for the next Diddy. It's time for the next Jay-Z or the next Nipsey Hussle. You know what I mean?
Right.
And as a black man, I want to show that you don't have to put us in a box. I could be a master in a multitude of trades. So I'm shooting my shot.
You can be a mogul. So look, they not only can they stream the new album, they can
Yes,
get busy to the new album and light a candle getting busy to the new album.
there
There
we
you
go.
go.
It just makes sense. It just makes sense. It's like I'm an R&B dude. Why didn't I been think of this? I love candles.
You need a fragrance.
That's next. We about to do send nudes for men and women. I did an EP called Send Nudes.
Yeah.
So we're actually working on a cologne and a perfume. Send nudes for men and send nudes for women. Yeah.
I think that's incredible. Send me
Yeah.
some.
I got you.
Send me-
I got you.
Hey, let's
I
take some
got you.
questions from the fans. There's a lot of them. Hold on, so let's get some questions going.
Okay.
Let's see. Boom. Let's go to Brown Butter Baby. Her question is, can you bless us with a few notes from one of the songs from the album?
Yeah. It goes, I just want a home cooked meal, better nigga touchdown. Am I asking too much? Does it? I just want loyalty. Yeah, be all about me. Am I asking too much? Does it? Want you to be proud of me, cause a nigga work hard. Yeah, I go so hard. Does it? I just want peace.
Boom. There you have it. Vocals. Vocals. Hot. 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 Let's take one more question. Let's see. Instagram, Okay, let's boom. Ooh, Sammie. This is a good one, man. Will we see a gospel album coming in the future?
Very much so. God is working on me immensely, passionately, intensely. I started in the church, and I talk about God and my faith openly, even though I sing secular music and I'm in the R&B world. I think the thing about it is I want to make sure that my lifestyle mirrors what I'm, just like my lifestyle mirrors what I sing about now in R&B music. you know, maybe my club days are over when I go gospel, you know, and that's just me, you know. I'm big on living in my truths, and that moment when I go into that world of worship, I want to make sure that the guy off camera or outside the studio also models that. So that's really like not the hold up, but that's really a battle with self that I want to make sure that they look at me as a Christian man, a Christian singer, and I'm living that life.
Right. There's definitely an element of authenticity that
Yeah,
goes with that. I'm glad you're able to connect the two because the audiences know when you're phoning it in. And
yeah,
also I
and
think you,
I can't, yeah, I can't fake the funk. You know what I'm saying? So that's what it is for me. It's more of a transformation in my personal life before I can take it to the gospel genre.
I feel that. I feel that. Let's hit one more question. Man, they're coming in, but I said questions, Sam, and they're like, me. Let's
That's
give me a
love.
second. Let's give over. Hold on. Okay, cool. So Sydney Boyd asks, out of all of your albums, Sammie, which one is your favorite and why?
Wow. That's a good one. They're all my babies, right? If I had to pick, I would say Coming of Age, my third album, and I'm gonna tell you why. It took about 11 years for me to have all my dirty laundry out, for me to put it out the way I wanted to put it out. You know, everyone knows the sad story. My ex-manager took everything from me, yada yada yada. It took 7 years to like bounce back from that. You know, he was sending cease and desist to labels. He was sending cease and desist to Radio One. There's like three different versions of Coming of Age because I started it in like 2011. Then I did one in 2013. And then finally 2017, it was allowed to come out. So just because I went through so much hell to get an official third release out, I think that's my appreciation and why I connect to COA the most, because it just was so much shit to go through to get it out.
And you have starting out so young in the industry. We hear from like JoJo, for instance, great example of someone of
Yeah, she was held
young,
up for quite some time.
right, like getting embroiled in legalities and labels, and really it's just about the music and not being able to put that out, and also how that
Yeah.
stifles your own creativity. People don't realize as creatives how intrinsic your talent and giving of your talent is to a creative, right?
Yes.
Because
Yes.
whenever you're not able to express something that means so much to you, that you love so much, people don't understand how that affects you.
It's so
And
taxing on your spirit, on your mental, on your body. You know, like I think the problem is this gift that we have was given to us by God, right?
mhm,
But then when you get into the music business, there's managers, there's labels, there's executives that feel so entitled to your gift and they want to tell you
right.
how to sing and when to put it out and no, I don't like it like this. It's not your gift. You know what I'm
Ah,
saying? Your gift is marketing. Your gift
right.
is funding. Your gift is the visuals. How can you tell me who embodies the gift when I can put it out? How I have to put it out. So it's frustrating because the business takes the fun and the gift away
Yeah.
in a sense. So it took me so long to get that album out. You know what I'm saying? I just was like, finally, the smoke has cleared and here you go. So COA for sure, just because of the journey it took to get there.
Yep. And now here we are with Such Is Life,
Yes.
fifth studio album, Sunsets, the sixth studio album coming soon.
Yeah.
If someone was to come up to you, Sammie, and ask you like, who is Sammie now as a man in one sentence, how would you sum it up?
I am a God fearing, compassionate lion that only cares about exuding peace, light, and love. That's it.
That's it. That's it, man. Sammie, it
That's
has
it.
been a pleasure. You guys go and stream Such Is Life right now. As a matter of fact, go and stream all of Sammie's music. You will not be
Yeah,
disappointed.
just press play and let it
Press
go.
play. Get the candles,
Yes. Yes.
poppinprocandle.com. And Sam, we cannot wait to see what else is coming from you. All the best, much success. We're going to talk to you soon, buddy. Stay safe.
Jason, you're a light, man. I love you. Thank you, brother.
Boom. Take care, Sam.
Peace.